Hi, so my name is Andrew, and I will be doing my presentation on the MIDI controller. So a little bit of background. The MIDI controller was first developed in 1983 by two men named Dave Smith and Ikutaro Kakehashi. I'll be explaining a little bit more on them a little bit later. Now, the MIDI controller system was first initially based off the keyboard design. However, later on I will be explaining and showing what other designs were innovated and implemented. The MIDI controller takes commands from the user and relays them to the computer. It's essentially a bridge so that the user is able to create sounds just by inputting certain signals through the MIDI controller and into the computer to produce different sounds and what they want. Now, these are the two brains behind the MIDI controller development. On the left is Dave Smith, and on the right is Ikutaro Kakehashi. Dave Smith founded Sequential, a company which is based off of sequential circuits and essentially creating MIDI board controllers. Ikutaro Kakehashi founded Roland Corporation, and on April 1st, 2017, he passed away at the age of 87. And a little bit of fun note, Ikutaro Kakehashi, he developed one of the first 808s drum machines, which is the cornerstone of most hip-hop and electric music. Now, for the benefits and drawbacks. The benefits of using the MIDI controller system is that it effectively reduced the amount a musician is required to produce a variety of sounds. Essentially, it allowed a one-man show. The MIDI controller system also allowed to edit and record sounds while producing no background noise at all. This is really important because recording, especially during that time, at 1983, often came with a lot of background noise, which made it really frustrating and difficult to hear certain sounds. In addition, after recording, it allowed the user to access the computer and edit certain sounds, thus creating more different sound effects, as you can say. The overglaring drawback of using the MIDI controller is that it's limited to only presets, and the user may feel dissatisfied with certain effect sounds. This can be easily solved, however, by manually tampering and editing certain sound effects. Also, the MIDI controller system required a lot of creativity, since it's essentially just a communication device for the user to communicate with the computer. Now onto the cultural impact. The widespread use is all due to the effort of Smith and Kakehashi, and also forums such as YouTube. The MIDI controller system redefined electronic music and how it's produced. This is also not just bound to electronic music, but it can also be used in a variety of music genres. What made this really important was the capacity it has and the unlimited potential it brought to the table when it came to producing and recording music. In addition, the MIDI controller system highly defined the trend of EDM music, which is one of the most popular musics in today's society. Now I will be talking about the MIDI evolution. So, as stated earlier, the MIDI controller was originally designed to replicate a keyboard. However, other people came into the scene and tampered with how the MIDI controller system was further developed. As you can see here, there are the keys, and on top of that, on the top, there are certain controls using to edit and manipulate how sound is recorded. This is a more modern day outlook on how the MIDI controller system looks. The bulbs and the buttons are still there. However, on the top right, there are more presets and effects that can be used when producing music. On the screen now are different variations of MIDI controllers. On the top is a wind controller. This can be used to produce sounds such as trumpets, clarinets, or flutes. On the bottom is a percussion MIDI controller system, which is used to recreate sounds created by the drum. What made this really important is that the user didn't have to carry around big heavy equipment anymore. Just use a MIDI controller on a computer, even on a laptop. And now is the more modern age of MIDI controllers. Eliminating the look of an instrument, but rather having just buttons. On the screen now is the MIDI Fighter series. On the bottom is the MIDI Fighter 16, and the top is MIDI Fighter 64. What made this very important was the capacity it brought to the table. The user can create beats, melodies, tunes, anything they want. They're just bound by their creativity and what preset they had. On the bottom, for the 16, the user just had to press the top clear button to change what preset or change what sounds they had recorded. On the top, the user didn't really have to do that anymore. They just had to press certain buttons and certain lights would show up. It's really important because now user-friendly settings are more important, and as such, more and more people are getting into the MIDI controller systems because of the MIDI Fighter series. Now, to talk about standardized usage. The MIDI controller system paved the way for new artists such as Son STS, M4Sonic, Cascope, and many more. And this is all due to the efforts of YouTube, essentially. People like Son STS and M4Sonic, they would record their music and upload it on YouTube, allowing for a widespread trend of more and more people going into the MIDI system. As stated earlier, it also created a user-friendly environment that allowed hobbyists and artists to enjoy the craft. Now I'll be showing a small little video. So that was the MIDI controller system and my presentation.